Thank you for tuning in to Soul Water Saturdays, where your soul never thirsts. My name is Beauty and Bars. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Soul Water Saturdays. How are you guys doing? I know it's been a long time. I have so much to catch you guys up on, and I am so excited to be coming before you guys and speaking to you again. So first, how is everybody doing? I know that we are going into a new year today. It is January 1st, 2022. Aren't you guys excited to see a new year? I'm so excited for this new year because this is a new year of evolution for me. I am evolving. I am going to kill it this year. I know people usually make their New Year's resolutions and they usually say what they're going to do and all these goals they're going to accomplish. I'm not even going to do that. I am not going to open my mouth. I'm just going to do what I got to do, and y'all going to see what I'm going to do because I'm about to kill some stuff this year. So first and foremost, last time we talked, I was still pregnant. So I'm not pregnant no more. I do have a baby. We're going to go into that because I'm going to tell y'all everything. So for this edition of Soul Water Saturday, I'm going to tell y'all everything that happened, what went down when I had my baby Ethan. But before we go into that, I have some other stuff that I want to talk about. So I am now 31. My birthday was December 3rd. I had a wonderful time. I went out with my husband and we just had a blast. I'm 21 though. So I know I'm 31, but I'm 21, okay? If anybody asks me how old I am, y'all better tell them I'm 21. I'm 21, okay? But, you know, my birth certificate does say December 3rd, 1990, which would make me 31, but it's all good because I'm 21. But I had a wonderful time. You know, my baby, he was smaller than he is now. And he stayed with his godmom, and it was just so wonderful. I really enjoyed myself. The boys, they were watched, and me and my husband, we got to spend quality time together. So it was really a blast. Now, last time we spoke, Kingdom Creations was killing it when it came to the custom tees. I went on maternity leave because I was about to have my baby and I needed to slow down. I just needed to take a break. So Kingdom Creations was on pause because, as you guys know, I'm the CEO. So now that I'm off maternity leave, I am about to do some new things with Kingdom Creations, which I will talk about at the end of the video. And as you guys know, as I mentioned, I did have my baby. I had him on November 12th. So he is a month old. He's almost 2 months old. It has been a joy and a pain at the same time. So I will get into that more. But I just want to know how you guys are doing. How have y'all been? I know it's been a while. I know Kingdom Creations, Kingdom Tears, and Soul Water Saturdays has been on a pause. But I am back now. Soul Water Saturdays, I will attempt to post every Saturday. But you guys know I am a new mom of a newborn plus 4 other boys. And I do have a bonus child that I have every other weekend. So if I don't post every Saturday, it will be every other Saturday. Sorry if you guys hear my infant in the background. He is a baby. He does cry, so you may hear him too. Okay, so let's get into the content for today. I'm going to tell you guys about that beautiful day of November 12th, 2021, when Ethan L. Johnson was born. So y'all, I was in labor. I didn't even know I was in labor, to be honest. Like, you know, I had a false alarm shortly before. So I'm thinking, okay, this is another false alarm. You know, I had some contractions. I'm telling y'all, this false alarm, I had some contractions. I was having contractions for a whole hour. So I thought it was the real deal. And then all of a sudden, Ethan was like, nah, I was just playing. So I stopped having contractions. So on this day, on November 12th, I thought it was the same thing. I thought it was just a false alarm. I'm sitting there watching Married at First Sight, just chilling, you know, talking to my husband. Actually, I was on Marco Polo talking to him before I even got into Married at First Sight. We was on Marco Polo. My husband was at work. And I was telling him, yeah, you know, I'm having contractions, but it might be a false alarm. Then I'm joking and I'm like, shoot, you might have to get off work, shoot. And he had an emergency meeting the next day, like a mandatory meeting. And I'm like, you might not make that meeting. Ha ha ha. I'm thinking it's just a joke. Like, you might not make that meeting. Shoot, either might decide to come. But I'm thinking it's a joke because I'm thinking it's a false alarm. So he gets home from work. I'm still having contractions. But we watching Married at First Sight, and we just talking and we laughing at it and, goofing around. Ha ha ha. Jokey joke joke. Then in the middle of the show, I have this hard contraction. It was so painful. And I was like, what the heck is this? Then I'm like, shoot, this might be it. So my husband talking to my first lady, which is the one that's always with me when I have my kids. So he was talking to first lady. He telling first lady, I don't know, she might have to go to the hospital. She had a hard contraction. And first lady's like, how far apart are they? I'm like, 1 minute or something like that, I said. And then she was like, oh, girl, you need to start going to the hospital. So, I'm packing up my bag. My bag was packed, but it wasn't all the way packed. So I'm putting all the necessary details up in there, packing up my bag and stuff. And my husband packing up his stuff. Meanwhile, these contractions are hitting. I'm bent over the bed. I'm leaned over. I'm swaying to the side. I'm like, shoot. So, we throwing the kids on their little clothes and putting their shoes on. Before this, my mama had made a joke or whatever. She said she wasn't going to take my kids. But I wasn't caring. I was walking my face. So, shoot, we got them kids dressed. And then we was like, hey, we going to drop these kids off. Me and Darren, we was talking to each other, me and my husband. So, Darren got the stuff in the car and we rolling. Shoot, he got that stuff. We got all packed. We got in the car. Meanwhile, I'm going through it. I'm breathing, doing my breathing exercises. I'm in extreme pain. I'm like, man, it's happening this time. So anyway, the boys come into the car. I go to the car by myself and I'm just sitting in the car and I'm like, shoot, I don't even want to sit down because it hurts so bad. These contractions were hidden by then. Mind you, I stay way in Phoenix and my hospital was Chandler Regional. It's like miles and miles away, okay? Over 20 miles away. So, anyways, I'm in the car going through it. I'm hurting. Darren looking at me. He like, oh, shoot, this is really it. Mind you, he was excited for this baby to come, right? He was like, oh, I can't wait for this baby to get here. That's a story for another time. Anyways, so we up in the car. And we rolling, we finally got everybody packed. We got the bags up in the car. We rolling. I'm going through it. I'm like looking out the window, like breathing in pain. People staring at me or driving on the side of the road. They're staring at me like, dang, she going through it. What's wrong with her? I don't even care. Like, I got the window rolled down. I'm trying to get some air. I am hurting times 10. So, we pull up to my mama's house. Darren's like, yeah, we're going to drop the boys off. My mama like, no, you're not. But she was just playing, So we dropped the boys off or whatever. I have to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, I'm bent over for a little bit. My mom like, you all right? Do you think I'm all right, woman? I'm having contractions. So I'm bent over for a little bit. Then when the hard contraction go away and I get a little break, I'm able to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. I came out. Another contraction came. I bent over for a little bit. Start swaying. I go to the car, get in the car. Now it's time to drive all the way to Chandler Regional. These contractions are really hitting. So we get to Chandler Regional. We a little lost. We don't know where the birth center is. So first lady on the phone, she's directing us to the birth center. We get to the birth center and first lady's there. She gets me a wheelchair. By then, I'm in extreme pain, y'all. And when I'm in pain, I don't want to talk to nobody. Just leave me alone. Don't touch me. Just leave me alone, okay? Don't rub my back. Don't grab my hand. None of that. Just leave me alone. So anyway, she get me up in the wheelchair. She pushed me in. I have to go to the front, talk to these people. Meanwhile, there's a lady standing next to me who's getting checked in for COVID. And I'm looking at her. It's one of them, them R. Kelly things that you see on TikTok where it's like, and he looks at me, and I look at her. And he looks at me, and I look at her. That's how it was. It was that little scene. Because she was looking at me, and I was looking at her. And I'm like, girl, you got COVID? Girl, you stay your butt up over there. So anyway, she like, oh, yeah, I got COVID symptoms. I got COVID. Lady talking to her. Next lady talking to me. She's like, so how far apart are y'all contractions? I'm like, a minute apart. So anyway, you know, they asking me my information. I'm having a contraction. I don't want to talk to you. They're like, ma'am, we have to get you checked in. What's your information? Do you have your medical ID card? Blah, blah, blah. They ask me all these questions. I'm in pain. I'm just trying to find it. And I'm like, yeah. Then she's like, can you sign this paper? I'm having a contraction. You want me to sign a paper? So I'm signing a paper real fast. They take me and they give me in a gown and everything. And then, I say I gotta use the bathroom. First lady's like, you sure you gotta use the bathroom or is your water about to break? I'm like, no, I just gotta go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. Then I came out. And I'm about to get up in the bed. As soon as I'm about to get up in the bed, my water break. So I'm sitting there. And all this hot, wet stuff that feel like pee running down my legs. This is my 5th kid, so I know what a water breaking feels like, but it's just still disgusting. So I'm like, ugh, my water just broke on this floor. If I'm peeing on this floor, I'm just gonna pee on this floor. I don't even care. So anyway, first lady come in there, I tell her that my water broke. She like, oh shoot. So you know the contractions really start hitting by then. Now let me tell you, my son before Ethan, Azariah, when I was having contractions with Azariah, I screamed at the top of my lungs the whole time. I wanted to do the same with this one, but I was a little bit better at my breathing exercises. First lady, I did not call her her first name this time because when I was going through it with Azariah, I called her first name. I was not disrespectful this time. I'm so proud of myself. So I was having contractions and my water broke and they moved me to the labor and delivery room. So I get in the labor and delivery room. I'm going through it. You know, I'm in pain. My birth plan said, that birth plan was not followed. Let me just tell you that. My birth plan said, no epidural. Absolutely not. None of that. Now, when you're going through that type of pain, you do not care. I did not care. I wanted that epidural. I begged for that epidural. My husband was like, no. First lady was like, no, don't listen to her. Her birth plan say don't give her the epidural. I'm like, listen to me. Give me that epidural. And they're like, well, we have to listen to her. She says she wants the epidural. Yes, listen to me. I want that epidural. And my husband was like, I am so disappointed in you. I didn't care. I didn't care about no disappointment at that moment. I want that epidural, okay? Let me tell y'all how God punished me for getting that epidural. I got that epidural, right? I got that epidural. That epidural didn't work. That epidural worked for like 15 minutes. For 15 minutes, I was in heaven. I felt good. My contractions, I didn't feel them that bad. I was like, okay, I could get some sleep because I've been going through it for a few hours now. I thought everything was all good. Ethan decided that he wanted to turn his head the other way. So since he was turned the other way, that made my epidural not work. I felt everything. It was like I didn't even have an epidural. I felt everything. But I still maintained my composure. I did not scream at the top of my lungs. Now, I wanted to. They were talking to me. They were asking me questions. They were asking me, are you pushing? They said, do not push. Your cervix is going to swell. I did not care. Okay? I was not talking. When they would ask me questions, I'm like, no. First lady was asking me stuff. I'm like, no, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. So, you know, that's how I was coping. Like, just leave me alone. Don't talk to me. And then they asked me questions. They like, we need you to answer us. And I'm like, and they're like, are you pushing? No. And then they see me pushing. Stop pushing. I cannot control the pushing at this point. My body is doing what my body is naturally doing. I'm trying not to push. But my body is like, girl, you better push. And I'm pushing. So anyway, I cannot stand when they have to check and see how dilated you are. They have to turn you around from your perfectly comfortable position and they have to see how dilated you are. So they made me lay on my back. It was so miserable. I just wanted to be on my side. And then they had to feel and see how dilated I was. And my epidural wore off by this point. So I was feeling everything. But I still did not scream at the top of my lungs. So finally, I got to the point where it was time to push. Now I started pushing this baby out. When I pushed Azariah out, I didn't even go through, like, it wasn't even hard. But for some reason, I was pushing Ethan out. I was having a hard time. I stopped when he was almost out, and I said, I can't do this. I just can't do this. Like, he was already almost out. You can see his hair, literally. And I'm like, I can't do it. I'm done. I just can't do it. They like, you have to push. Like, you stressing the baby out. I don't care. I just, like, the baby's head is right there. I'm like, no, I just don't want to do it. No, I can't do it. And they're like, you have to do it. So they said, one big push and he will come out. And I'm like, my body is so tired. And I was just going through it. So I just did a big push. And finally he came out. And you know how you have that moment of connectivity with that baby and you just look at that baby and all of the pain just was worth it? I looked at that baby and I was still mad. Because I couldn't believe that I went through all that. When I looked at Azariah, my son, before Ethan, all the pain just went away. I didn't even care. I just was so in love with him. With Ethan, I looked at Ethan and I was like, I'm just glad you out. But I'm still mad that I just went through all that. I done got an epidural and everything. Epidural didn't even work. Y'all might hear fireworks in the background, but that's because it's January 1st. So, baby Ethan came. He was 7 pounds, 5 ounces, 20 inches long. And he is beautiful as can be. And I will insert some pictures. But let me tell y'all. He was so quiet. So quiet. Like, he was just a wonderful baby. He was quiet. That whole first day, he was quiet. Like, he got a bath and everything. And he did not even cry, nothing. He just was so chill. Like, I was like, God bless me with a chill baby. That's what I prayed for all this time. But let me tell y'all, how you are when you are pregnant is how that baby will be. I was mean when I was pregnant. I was mean. I didn't want to be bothered. Don't look at me. Leave me alone. Let me stay up in the room. Just stay out of my way. Like, I was mean. Ethan is mean. He yells all day. That's what I was doing. I was yelling at everybody. Ethan yells all day long. He yells at us. He's not satisfied. You could be literally holding him and he's still got an attitude. He frowns all the time. And I was always frowning. He is me when I was pregnant. But he is the new addition to the Johnson family and we love him. So I just wanted to share that wonderful birth story with you guys. It was very dramatic. So now I am a boy mom to the fullest of 5 boys. I have an 8-year-old. I have a 5-year-old. I have a 4-year-old. I have a 3-year-old. And I have a 1-month-old that's about to be 2 months. My son Amiri's birthday is coming up. He will be 6. His birthday is January 8th. And then my son Christian's birthday is coming up. He will be 5 and his birthday is January 21st. So we just got done with Christmas, okay? That's a story for another time. We just got done with Christmas. Now I got 2 birthdays coming. Shortly after this, my husband's birthday is February 5th. Shortly after that, Denia's birthday is coming up in March and Azariah's birthday is in March. So everybody's birthday coming up. Right after we just had Christmas. This is the drama of having kids around holidays, okay? But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to me. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always being with me. Y'all been rocking steady. I love y'all. Y'all been supporting the sister no matter what I've been doing. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Like, subscribe, share, continue to tune in, continue to listen to Beauty and Bars. I will be bringing forth some more poetry. I will be doing some other things. Soul Water Saturday will be popping. I will be having some guests come on here and all of that good stuff. It's a new year. It's time for new successes, and we're going to do what it do. So now my news, okay? Kingdom Creations website is under construction. I have other things that I'm doing for Kingdom Creations, so stay tuned. Continue to tune in to the Facebook page in order to stay updated with everything that's going on with Kingdom Creations, because Kingdom Creations website is under construction right now. So I have Kingdom Creations Instagram, Kingdom Creations Facebook. Stay tuned through those two, even on LinkedIn. Stay tuned on there and follow and see what's going on until I get the website back up and running. As far as Kingdom Tears goes, I do have a open mic night that I'm doing on January 8th, on my son's birthday. January 8th, I'm doing an open mic night in Glendale. It's a Glendale Poetry Slam, and I will be performing, so I'm getting myself back out there. I'm going to write something new, and I am going to kill it. So I will be uploading that content on another Soul Water Saturday. And that is all the news I have for now. I will continue to keep you guys updated and share everything else that I have to share with you guys. But thank you so much for tuning in once again. Happy New Year. Let's get it popping. Let this be a year of success and prosperity, growth, and wealth. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.
I know that you love me, so I'm feeling good. Say but not soft, you get that understood. God got me doing things I never would.